And joining me now to talk politics is Vancouver Sun columnist Rob Shaw. He and Global BC reporter Richard Zussman covered the entire 2016 election and, of course, the dramatic aftermath. And they've written a book, appropriately called A Matter of Confidence. I was looking through some of the excerpts. There's some really fascinating detail just about those defining moments, or the meeting with Christy Clark and Judith Guichon, the lead up to the decision by the BC Greens to prop an NDP government. Where did you manage to get all that detail? I mean, you were there for a lot of it, I gather.
Yeah, I mean, we sort of felt like we had this front row seat at history, this amazing few years actually of political history in British Columbia. We had all these details, all these contacts. We should use them and write them down while they're fresh. And so some of it comes from being there, standing outside a government house, being on the campaign planes with the Premier, Christy Clark with John Horgan, wandering the hallways during the legislature session.
And one thing most of our viewers will remember, of course, is this last election featured a lot of star people from the island for the first time in a very long time. So the Premier, Andrew Weaver, and of course Sonia Furstenau, the Green Party, all very big characters in your book.
Yeah, I mean, you could make a case that the whole election turned on, less than 200 votes in Courtney Comox and the close turnout there, and a BC Conservative candidate there who changed everything. And I mean, there was a lot of island connections, unintended consequences that ended up playing big roles in the way the government fell. The Shawnigan Lake Quarry incident. And that sparking the desire for Sonia Furstenau to run for the Green Party and winning that seat and being part of the deciding team on whether the Liberals stayed alive or fell. There's all sorts of kind of weird little plot threads that go through it.
You do have a book launch coming up here in Victoria a little bit later in the month. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we do. March 28th at Monroe's downtown. It's 7 o'clock, and we'd be happy to meet anyone who'd like to come and see us.
Thank you, Rob. Coming up, we'll be back. Canada is taking part in a peacekeeping mission in Africa, and we head to Tofino, where an Australian actor is making a lot of waves after stopping by for a surprise getaway. We'll be right back with that.
You look like an old man now and stretch your face back. Here we are. This is